Hey Taurus, we're gonna see what shadow work you need to work on for the next week. All my readings are general, so if it doesn't fit, doesn't fit. Don't try to make it. Don't try to vice versa it for whatever situation you are in. It's pertaining to you. That's it. It's for nobody else. Alright, so let's see. What does Taurus need to work on as far as shadow work or shadow aspects for the next week? Alone in the world. And I'm only going to take whatever I'm told to take. So if it's 1 card, 3 cards, 5 cards, that's what it is. I'm not going to keep going and going if nothing's coming out. Anything else for Taurus? Alright, Taurus is all I'm getting. 1 card, huh? Yep, okay. 1 card. Alone in the world. So for your shadow work for the next week, alone in the world, start taking a look into, are you truly alone in the world, or are you putting yourself alone? And if you're truly alone, then start looking at in what ways do you feel like you're alone? What do you think is causing it? If you're putting yourself alone in the world, start taking a look into what is it about being around people or interacting with people that makes you feel like you need to put yourself alone. And sometimes it's not necessarily a bad thing to, step back and reflect or remove yourself or things like that. But since this is being in the shadow aspect, it's coming out as something that needs to be looked into further. Possibly doing some meditation on, or I'm hearing make plans on, write out what's causing the being alone, or what's causing the feeling of being alone, and in what ways do you need to make adjustments so that you're not waking up in a world of being ostracized. Okay. Waking up in a world of being so set apart that you can't connect with anyone, or is there something that you're missing? Because if you look at the card, like, she's waking up alone, looking around like, oh, okay. So even being surrounded and still feeling alone. Got it. Okay, so what is making you continue to engage in situations where even if you're surrounded by a bunch of people, you still feel like you're by yourself? And evaluating whether that's a situation you need to continue to put yourself in. You know, if you're around a bunch of people and you still feel alone, that's not your tribe, honey, because you should be feeling the energy you're giving. You should be feeling that being reciprocated, so that you're not feeling alone, or that you're not feeling like you don't have anyone to call on, or to be able to lean on when you need to lean. Also, the other side of that could be not being afraid to allow yourself to lean on someone. Not fearing leaning on someone. Not fearing asking for help. Not fearing asking for guidance. Not fearing being open. You're not going to run off anyone that is meant to help you, or that truly cares. Okay, well, that was straight to the point. Alright, let me get some cards to see what could help with this. What could help Taurus with healing and working on this shadow aspect? I think I felt it and I went past it. There it is. Progress. Okay. Anything else? Repair. Aries got that same one. There it is. Protection. So it's okay. So for those of you who are in situations where you're around a bunch of people and you still feel alone, make sure you're working on protecting your energy, protecting your peace. And like I said, that could be removing yourself from those situations, reevaluating the people that you're around, seeing how their interaction with you how it truly is, seeing the interaction for what it truly is. You know, are those people only around to use your energy up and then leave you feeling depleted in the end? On the other half of that, for those who are purposely distancing themselves or ostracizing themselves out of fear of opening up or leaning on people, work on why you feel that way. Ask yourself the questions. Is it a trauma that happened, or an experience that happened that you haven't healed from, that hasn't allowed you to move forward? Because once you can work on that fear and move on, you'll start to see yourself going in a different direction and seeing things change as far as what comes to you and the happiness that comes behind it. It's like almost like a fear of heights. You know, if you have fear of heights and you got to get to something and you see this and you're like, okay, I got to get from here to here, and you're climbing that ladder, but then you're like, oh man, I think I'm getting too high. I'm too far away from my comfort zone. I'm too far away from what I'm used to. I'm going to stop right here at the middle of the ladder. but then you don't go anywhere. And then at some point, you're gonna see people moving past you on that ladder. So be careful of not causing yourself to stay stuck, not causing yourself to move forward, not causing yourself to let go. Because you never know, if you're fearing opening up or asking for help, then and as I say that, I open the deck, guidance. You block what could propel you to the next step. You block the wisdom you might be able to obtain. You know, and sometimes trusting your own intuition is an awesome thing. You know, that's always awesome if you can trust your intuition, but also be able to take guidance. That's why there are teachers and there are learners. And sometimes you're either the teacher in life or you are the student in life. And it varies. It switches off all the time. But you should always be open to being both. Be open to seeking help when needed. Because maybe when you seek the guidance, you'll start to see a different perspective. It'll help open a different light to a situation, or even a different light to yourself. Alright, that's all I'm getting for that. Hope that helps. Have a good day, guys.